All right, I'm going to cover two things in this video. This was my Hertz rental. It's a 2022 Nissan Maxima SV. We rented this in Pennsylvania and I actually took it to Texas. The reserving process was actually pretty easy online. The only problem I can say is if you want to talk to a person, it's a little hard to get a hold of a representative. They do a lot of their stuff online. But let's check this car out. It is dirty, so we do have a bunch of bugs. Did clean the windshield a couple times. It did have some previous damage because this car was from New York. If you're anywhere near there, you know big cities are pretty hard on cars. Let's just give this thing one quick walk around and then we'll start checking things out. All right, so I thought, why not? Let's start in the trunk. You can open the trunk by pressing and holding this, or there's a button under here. The trunk is actually pretty large. I'm not quite sure what these do here. That's like a hook. This one here, I'm sure just pulls down the seats. Right there. The car does come with a full-size spare. Which a lot of your newer cars don't. I wouldn't say full size, but a larger spare than what you would think. Lots of cargo room in the trunk. Everything is covered really nice. All right, now your gas door just is a push and go. You can lock the vehicle here and unlock it if you hold it. On the driver's door, they give you your door locks. You can lock the rear windows, your mirrors. It's auto up and down for both front and the passenger side. Okay, let's sit down in here. Shut this door. All right, we actually put me and the significant other, we put 2,195 miles. I still have to return this to the rental as of right yet. The steering wheel is designed with a flat bottom. Volume, these are some of the stuff you can go through for some of your menus here. Hands-free phone. It has an adaptive cruise control, which was a little different for me. If you activate it and you activate your speed and you get to a certain car in front of you, you can change your distance with this button and it'll actually slam on the brakes and all but stop the vehicle.
Warranty. For more information, just go to windowworldpa.com or you can call 717-792.
Okay, try this again. Okay, one push of the button brings up your screen. This is the menu that they have. You can plug in your USB here or an auxiliary port, or I guess that's a USB 3.0, and it looks like there's a slot right here. If I didn't have a case on my phone, it would slide down in. We plugged into this and used the GPS on our phone and used the Apple CarPlay on the screen, which was actually pretty cool. It has a day and night feature here, which you can change. There is also a toggle control here, so you can toggle yourself around the screens, which is, I don't know, different. Fuel prices. Right. I didn't really play with this too much. Sirius radio. I did FM. I didn't try to Bluetooth anything. I didn't even play with any of these settings. There's all kinds of different things in here. I don't know, what can we do with the camera? Productive, course lines. Okay, you can change the lines that are on the camera, which I'll show you that in a moment. Yeah, you can go right to it. Back and forth. It does actually have a CD player, which I think is kind of strange for a 2022. It's just not something I would believe you would see. The key itself, I did show the remote start. You want to lock it, and then you within 5 seconds, you want to press and hold the start button, and it will actually remotely start. And then when you get in the vehicle, you have to press on that and then push the button. Now, along with this, you have your back. You can do this here, or you can do it touchscreen. I'm sure you have one here. So there's many different ways to get to whatever you need. Map, menu, high and low for your heated seats. The center console is actually pretty nice. There's a place for coins, a 12-volt power point, which I used with 2 USBs. Worked perfectly, very nice. I guess if you really had a pen, you could slide your registration and information in there. It does sit up pretty good right inside. The wheel you can grab. What else? The mirror has the auto darkening. There's a place for sunglasses. Very nice little LEDs. I'm not sure. That one turns them both. That one turns them all on. This one just changes whether it's open and closing the doors, which is like an older feature. It does have an SOS button. I didn't get to use that, so I don't know. These open up and they are sliding. So if you need to bring it over to block the sun, which is kind of nice. The only problem I noticed was when this was down, the sun was coming through here, so we had a little gap. We just kind of, you know, on a long drive, you do what you got to do, especially when it's a rental. But this was one of my flaws that we had found right here. All right. Another thing with the adaptive cruise, the only problem that I noticed with that is if it's set, it does really good to keep your distance from the vehicle in front of you. Does really good coming up hills. It pretty much doesn't even vary by a mile per hour, if that. Is if you're going down a hill, it feels like it's doing this. It's like on and off and on and off and on and off. On a long drive, that becomes to be a little bit monotonous. Let's turn this on. Let's just start the vehicle. All right, you can check out the screen. It will show the speed limit, your time, the temperature. It's telling me that this is number 2 key fob, but that's just the one that was provided. You can press these menu buttons. It shows you tires, the speed limit sign. It shows you your driving aids, because this thing has sensors on the back and the front. So if you're going down the highway, there's a little light that lights up right here, yellow. All right, there's just the turn signals. I didn't know if it would light up. Okay. You can do the menu here. It kind of tells you which way you can go. So if you push OK, you can go into that. We're not going to worry about changing anything. We were averaging anywhere between 27 and 34 mile per gallon traveling. So I don't know when that was that actually reset. It gives you a direction you're going. If you're using if you have your iPhone plugged in and you're using Pandora radio or anything, it will actually show up right here and you can see exactly what you're listening to. Okay. All right, let's scroll over one more time. That's basically the home screen. All right, now we can go. I pretty much ran it on the speed. It tells you if there's items. There's also a settings screen, which, like I said, I didn't really mess with any of this stuff too much. It does show park, neutral, drive. If you go into your sport mode, it beeps if you try to go into second gear sitting still. So I didn't even use any of that. So all right, now let's give you a look at what the camera looks like on the screen. Okay. And then if you turn the wheel, it shows you the other bars, which is pretty cool, especially if you're backing up. You can predict the location of the vehicle. Very nice. All right. Let me show you a couple other things that this thing will do. So I'm 6 foot tall. I've got plenty of room in here. My feet are out here. This seat is the whole way back. You have power recline. You can come forward. You can raise the seat up in the front and in the back. It also has a lumbar support right here. On long drives, this was kind of nice. It gave you something to play with. That way, you know what I mean, if you felt uneasy and you needed to move around, you could change the height of the seat. There's also an adjustment for the steering. It just, the whole column goes up and down. There's no, oh, there is an in and out. Check that out. I didn't know that. So you can move the column in and out and adjust its level. All right. Now, there's a button here for the trunk. All right, there's a button here for the trunk. Let's just bring this up one more time. So you can go in here. Let me see, where's it at? I did it. Trip. $28.95. So this car has 23,599 miles on it now. All right. Let's check out passenger seat and see what it's like to sit in the back seat, because I have not tried that out yet. All right, so now for the passenger, they have a power recline and they have a forward and a back. No up and down, which would have really been nice for a short person. But there's still plenty of room. I can get quite comfortable right here. Oh boy, look at this. See, recline very nicely. All right, now I'm just gonna set this to a point where, now like I said, I'm 6 foot. I'm just gonna set this to a point where I would feel comfortable riding. So let's see how much room we have in the back seat. All right, there we go. You can see we got our knees. Plenty of headroom. Actually, pretty comfortable seat. All right, so it's a pretty comfortable seat. I would like a little bit more leg room, but like I said, I'm 6 foot. This might be fine for someone that's maybe 5'5", 5'7", to sit back here. Nice little armrest. Let's check this out. You can pull down the armrest. No center console lid, but you do have some cup holders and probably somewhere to stick a cell phone. There is mat pockets in both sides. There's no USB charging ports back here, but there is rear heat and AC that's controlled off of the front. Okay, let's take a look under the hood. All right, so the car comes with hydraulic lift shocks for the hood, which is actually nice. Who wants to deal with a prop rod anymore? All right, so this is a V6. I'm not sure if this is the 3.5 or the 3.7. Didn't really get into it too much, but you can see everything's accessible. Washer fluid, I believe that's probably power steering fluid. This is coolant overflow, radiator cap. You can check your oil here, fill your oil. Everything runs across. There's an air box. You know, batteries in here. Very easy if you need to jump start it, if you kill your battery. It looks like the air cleaner is pretty easy to access also if you're doing simple general maintenance. You would have thought this thing would have had like driving lights or something, fog lights. So there's just a quick look under the hood. Everything's usually always plastic with everything. Very good feeling engine. I'm going to turn these headlights on. All right, I'm going to turn the headlights on and the hazards just so we can see what the headlights look like and the tail lights and what stuff looks like when it's flashing. All right, let's check this out. Okay, so you have a blinking one here in the mirror. There's a lower amber bar that blinks. You can take a look at the lights. That has the lit up around here. Looks like it's multiple beam, multiple bulb LED lights here in the front. You could really see the road really well with them. Definitely a plus. So here's our tail lights. You can't really tell for brake lights or reverse lights at the moment because someone has to be in the vehicle for that, but you can see what the turn lights look like, and it automatically shuts off its lights, obviously, which you can tell. It does have an off and an auto feature. I pretty much just ran it on auto the entire time. I did want to mention that it does have a push on, push off e-brake, which we did not use. I believe this is probably like a fuse access. Here's to pop your hood. Here's to pop your trunk. This will adjust the brightness of your cluster. There's no controls on the back of this wheel. Like I said, everything is nice. It feels, I mean, this feels kind of hard, but it's leather wrapped. That's a hard plastic. This is nice and smooth. It's probably like a plastic. You can see these creases. You can actually feel them when you're rubbing your hand across. Everything, like I said, everything seems to seem pretty decent. This is pretty soft. This is soft. The only thing I've noticed is if you're sitting here and you're driving for a long time, there could be a little bit more padding right here for your elbow, my elbow, just for that. Okay. All right, let's start this thing up and go for a little quick drive.